how to make her own Mexican spice blend as well as make your own Italian spice blend. Now it's time for chef and baker Jill Garcia Schmidt to show us how to make her homemade pork rub.
For my pork rub, I want to stick to really traditional Kansas City ingredients. We're going to start with brown sugar and ancho chili powder. Ancho is a smoky, fruity flavored chili powder. It doesn't have a lot of heat, but it does provide that smokiness that you need. Paprika is always involved in barbecue no matter what you do because it gives you that great red color. It also adds another element of smoke. And then sage and ground mustard are just best friends with pork, so why wouldn't you use them? So we're gonna start this with the brown sugar, and of course I've got my pre-labeled jar ready to go. For the brown sugar, because the sweetness is super important, as well as the caramelization that the sugars will create when roasting or smoking or barbecuing your pork rub, or your pork butt, excuse me. We're gonna put that straight into the jar. So we have 1 tablespoon, and we're gonna do 2 tablespoons, and you can see I'm kind of packing it in there. That way we wanna make sure that your measurement is correct. And then everything else, we're gonna start with teaspoons again. So for the first one, we're gonna go to that ancho chili powder, really smoky, really fruity, and we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of that. And then we have paprika. Most paprika comes from Eastern Europe, and it is very smoky in flavor, and it has a real red color that is super important in barbecue. So 2 teaspoons of that. So we're gonna use 1 kind of heaping teaspoon of sage in there. And then the final ingredient, outside of salt and pepper, of course, is ground mustard. Mustard is also very essential to barbecue sauces and things like that. So to keep those flavor profiles the same, we're gonna use it in the seasoning blend. And I'm just gonna use a half a teaspoon of that. It's gonna give you a little bit of a zing that mustard's really gonna add. And then finally, we're gonna do our salt and pepper, and we're gonna follow the same rules that we did earlier. 1 teaspoon of salt to 2 teaspoons of black pepper. And again, that way you can add your sauce and all that good stuff to your rub without worrying about it getting overly salty. I'm gonna use my fingers on this one because that brown sugar in there is a little harder to incorporate, and if you just get in there and mix it around, it'll really work its way through. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on, shake it up, and then finally we are done. And you guys can see all that glistening brown sugar in there that's gonna create that beautiful caramelization and color. And then you've got all that smoky stuff in there. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but if I don't get some tacos, some Italian food, and some pork in my belly by the end of the day, I'm gonna have an issue.
Jill says a great benefit to making your own spice versus buying that packet at the grocery store is that you can also better control how much sodium is used. We're back after this.